Hey, we've got a kit on the bench today, just a little baby one. I was on Yahoo auctions, as I often am, just perusing around the place looking for new test equipment to buy. That's where I buy a lot of my stuff. Yahoo is actually still in existence here in Japan, and Yahoo auctions is basically the eBay of Japan. eBay itself isn't such a big thing here, but Yahoo auctions definitely is, so that's where I buy a lot of my stuff. And while I was on there, I saw this little kit. It's an SGX-02D by TakeCareKit123 at yahoo.co.jp, and it's a little function generator with multiple outputs, so you can do things like Lissajous patterns on your scope, or different patterns and waveforms and whatnot. And I thought I'd grab one to have a bit of a play with because it looked somewhat interesting. So it's a tiny little double-sided board there. Looks pretty well made. Standard sort of stuff. Uses a PIC 16F1705, and it's got a few output pins and obviously the voltage input there as well. Yeah, so there's all the general sort of stuff. Few resistors, few capacitors, and not much more than that. Some pots and switches and that, and of course the PIC micro that's been pre-programmed. So we might give this a go. I got some documentation here that says what we can do. All the outputs. So we've got the outputs here. We've got square outputs, sine outputs, and whatnot. That's what it looks like when it's done. Just a little circuit board. I might put it into a little case if I get around to it. And yeah, we'll see how this thing performs. Another bit of paper with another picture and a schematic. So there is a PDF that you can download, so I'll link that down below. It's all in Japanese, so you might have to translate it or get it translated, Google Translate, or find a Japanese friend to read it for you. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward. I mean, the part designations: C7, IC, X tau for crystal, C1 to C6, 0.1 UF. It's all pretty straightforward. So we might flick to a time lapse and get this thing built. Alright, so we'll plug that PIC chip in, and then it's time to turn it on and see if it releases the smoke. I'll just squeeze the legs a little, make sure it slips and easy. Let's have a look, just like that. Beautiful. That is done. So I think we need, what voltage do we need? 5 volts, is it? No, not that one. Here we go. Ah, yep, there it is. DC 5 volts. Okay, so let's get some wires and a scope and plug this in. I might get the analog scope because that will look the best. Alright, so I've got it hooked up to the analog scope here. I've got the scope in XY mode, and the two outputs from the circuit are connected to channel 1 and channel 2, which is X and Y respectively. I've got the same frequency going to both channels, and in XY mode that means we got that nice circle there. That's almost a perfect circle. So if I increase the X input, I make that double frequency, we get kind of a bow tie sort of shape. And if I triple the frequency, now we got what a lot of Australians would see as the ABC symbol, the Australian Broadcasting Corporation. That's the symbol they use, a stylized Lissajous pattern, which is exactly that there. So if we go even further, now we've got doubled on the Y-axis. So we've got 2 on the Y, 3 on the X. We've got 3 on the Y, 4 on the X, I believe. And we can keep going up. That might be the last one. No, one more. So that's the highest number of steps we've got on the Lissajous pattern. So if I hold the other button, now we can animate it. I can also step it through the phase. So we're changing the phase of the X-axis. Now the question is that rotating clockwise or anti-clockwise? You can debate that down in the comments below. The next step is a triangle, and then we've got the square. It's not perfect due to the speed of the D to A converters. They've got to be really fast to get a perfect square, but it's pretty good. And then we've got the star. Now these ones don't actually animate. There's no animation settings for these. They're just a picture, like a little pictogram. And if we go once more, we're back to the circle. And the circle also does animate. Almost looks like it's a ring spinning on a table. But which way is it spinning? I'm not sure which way the algorithms work, so I don't know if there is actually a direction, but yeah, it could go either way. So that is working quite well. Looks pretty cool. So that's, yeah, I'm happy with that. And then of course we've got the square wave output. There's a couple of different frequencies, but they all look pretty much the same, just like what's shown on the screen now. Okay, so there we are. It's all working quite well. That little circuit is a good one. Thumbs up. Hope you found that interesting, and we'll see you in the next one.